What's up guys, John from ARTV. It's time to talk about the third studio album by French easycore band Chunk No Captain Chunk. It's called Get Lost, Find Yourself. I reviewed their last album, Pardon My French, if you'd like to see my thoughts on that. It's in the link in the description down below, along with my Facebook, Twitter, everything like that, where you can find me on social media. Was not a fan of that album. I like the lead single, Restart, and I felt like they do have potential, but at the same time, the lyrics just were not there for me. They were not hitting the mark, just because it felt like the same tried and true formulas just kind of thrown at us over and over again with slightly twisted guitar lines to add a little bit of variety to the mix. But overall, I felt like it was a pretty stale batch of songs, although I do like some of the songs that I've heard from them in the past. I got into this band, or my first exposure to them really, was in Friends We Trust and then Captain Blood. I heard those back-to-back. A friend played them for me, and I really like In Friends We Trust. To this day, I think it still is something that's a part of their sound. They have a very gent-leaning lead guitar that is very just Chunk No Captain Chunk. You hear it and you're like, yeah, I'm listening to this band. It was present on their first record, and it's still all over the place on this new one, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just that at times I feel like they're really not pushing any buttons or doing anything for me. I will say that this is my favorite album from them to date, though. The first track on the album is the first single that we got. It's called Playing Dead, and I felt like it was a very tried and true Chunk No Captain Chunk song. It definitely has a very catchy chorus, some harsh screams are thrown in there, some chugging riffs that really just kind of blast through, and a little breakdown thrown in on the track, and it's pleasant enough to listen to. Some of the material on this record just falls into that category again. I'm not miffed by it, and I'm not exactly happy with it, but at the same time, it's, you know, kind of a breezy listen. It's fun to kind of tap your foot along to and maybe hum the melody with, but am I really going to be coming back to it? I see that on tracks like City of Light that follows right after it, Every Moment that closes out the album, but it's the moments that mix things up that really obviously catch my attention. Worst Case Scenario is probably my favorite track here on this new album, Get Lost, Find Yourself. It opens up with a whistle and kind of incorporates in their usual style, but it has an extra sense of urgency and catchiness about it. The hook on this song is absolutely fantastic. Lead singer Bert Ponset's vocals here sound better than ever, and honestly I feel like he's getting stronger and more confident as a vocalist, and not just with his screamed vocals, and I like that they incorporated more clean ones here on this record and had I guess a better balance, at least for me. I just couldn't take them seriously whenever they were kind of screaming and just throwing out these harsh screams and then playing more of like a pop punk styled music. It just did not seem like a fit to me, but I feel like they've kind of found a nice balance here on this new album. Another track that I'm enjoying is What Goes Around, and while I do have my gripes with it lyrically, it just feels a little bit forced to me. I like that they're kind of being a little bit more reserved here and experimenting. This band shows signs of growth every time they mix things up, and while sure, some fans are just gonna be like, you know, I want the entire album to be tracks like Playing Dead or City of Light or even Pull You Under, but I like it better whenever they're seemingly making a conscious effort to kind of round out their sound and having a little bit of everything. What Goes Around, the track that I was just talking about, Worst Case Scenario, definitely playing more to the pop punk side of things, I think, and then the nice acoustic track, which is the self-titled Get Lost, Find Yourself. The majority of this material is not super memorable to me, but once again it does show signs of enlightenment, like they've found a switch and just kind of turned it on in the creative room, and I like that. So Chunk No Captain Chunk's new album, Get Lost, Find Yourself, for me is a 3 out of 5. I'm interested to see how these guys are going to continue growing in the future. Let me know your favorite tracks and your thoughts about this record in the comments section down below, and while you're down there, smash that like button and maybe subscribe to the channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. Thanks so much for watching. If there are other albums you'd like to see me tackle, let me know about them in the comments, and I will maybe try and get to them. Thanks for watching, and I will see you very soon right here on ARTV.